About from Roy Jones. This is where Jones is at his best, when his opponents are moving in, moving forward. Where Jones has had trouble in this fight is Castro has not ran in like Jones wanted him to. Instead, Castro has invited Jones into his den.
Remember, Castro has never been down 76 pro fights.
But he almost went down in the last round. He wobbled. Now, what you do if your opponent won't come in on you, sometimes you have to go into his den, score a big flurry, and then back away from him, hoping that he follows you. Boxers fight in spurts. So when your opponent flurries on you, you have to get the play back. You have to flurry on them. So what Jones can do is flurry, take a step back, and then Castro will run right after him.
Castro thought he saw the opening. Nose broken in the second round. Rolling off Castro.
Just where Castro needs to put Jones. Back him up into that corner. He's letting him out, though. He had him out earlier in this fight, too.
Jones is left coming down a little bit. May be tiring here in the 8th. He's been 8 rounds once, 9 rounds once, never 10. Nice straight right by Jones. I want more, says Castro. Come on.
Well, he's going to get more if he walks right in. Jones is very pretty to watch when you can wind him up and let him go. Castro has not followed the script, though, because Castro is not running in slow haymakers.
Eight rounds down. Neither fighter has ever been down, and they've headed 8 rounds onto that. This one's scheduled for 10. Let's listen in. Roy Jones Sr. working on his son.
The right hand is taking it good, too. Good reading, this guy. I see his throat out there. 2 more rounds. Let's have fun.
Sometimes your worst defense is bad offense.
And there is Castro throwing the left hook, finally getting a punch out to his opponent. When he reaches his arms out, he eats an overhand right from Jones. That comes from schooling. A lot of time in the gym.
A super talent, Roy Jones Jr. He and his father can sing "We Did It Our Way." Only 17 fights in 4 years since starring in the Olympics. Lost in controversy for the gold medal at 156 pounds to the Korean opponent. But nevertheless, the International Amateur Boxing Association gave him the Val Barker Award, the outstanding boxer in the game. And now he feels he is on the threshold of finally making his move as a pro. Came out of the Olympics, considered the most talented of all the fighters on that team that has sent one fighter to a world championship. Michael Carbajal. Ray Mercer, of course, also counting the WBO. Riddick Bowe, another of the fighters who is moving in on the target.
But it was Castro that was moving in here in the early part of this round. He backed Jones into the corner, landed some good shots, and then he let Jones out.
Harder times befalling the other U.S. Olympic hopefuls of that team. Andrew Maynard, Anthony Hembrick, Kennedy McKinney, Todd Foster, to name a few. But Jones continues without a loss. They're now looking to pick up the pace. This is his biggest test so far. And so far, he has an A on his paper.
So fast with these punches. These are middleweights. Middleweights bring the speed of the lighter weights and the punching power of the heavyweights.
Jones ranked 4 in the world. Castro ranked 6th. And there looks to be a pretty big difference in 2 notches. Coming down to 1 minute to go. Argentina's Jorge Castro coming into the backyard of Roy Jones and in Pensacola. Would this be the same fight if it was in the backyard of Jorge Castro? How would it differ?
I believe it would be the same kind of fight, because what Castro is having trouble with is that lightning speed of Roy Jones. That's something that 17 fighters before have had trouble with. Those combinations are so fast for a middleweight. These other middleweights have not seen this kind of speed before.
And he may be on his way up to super middle. 15 seconds left in the 9th. Castro steps back. A little dancing by Roy Jones to conclude the 9th round. Roy Jones and Jorge Castro, meanwhile, knows that he has to record his 50-second knockout to take this one home to Argentina. No doubt about that. Only way he can win this.
Maybe worried about taking his nose back home. The nose has been broken since the 2nd round from that man, Roy Jones. Speed is power, and look at these fast, flashy punches from Roy Jones. The left hook has been his most effective weapon, and he is excellent at throwing in combinations.
And the question, should he have followed up that last shot?
Sure. Every punch you should follow up.
So for the first time in his career, Roy Jones enters the 10th round.
And just what Roy Jones needed. He needed to see the 10th round. He'd not been in the 10th round and been criticized for it. Here he is in the 10th round.
And again, flexing that right arm is Jorge Castro.
Well, he's been doing some flexing on the chin of Roy Jones, because Jones has tasted that right hand a few times. Not enough, though.
Castro has been wobbled a couple of times. A locomotive who has never been down in his 76 fight professional career. Not been removed from his feet.
Not been off the tracks.
Not even by Terry Norris, who he fought last December to 12 rounds. World title shot.
Now that I've passed the audition, I can maybe say things like that, right?
That's right. Well, I think Darren Van Horn is sitting right behind you, ready to move in. It looks like he still has more of a fight career ahead of him. Now, Jones doesn't want to get too careless, but he'd love to take this guy out. Bad blood between the two. A little bit of a flare-up in the weigh-in. Crowd wants Jones to put Castro away, but that's